So I think being here, what's been especially interesting is just to see the level of debates around this whole issue of the Great Transition. I think the debates are more advanced in Europe than they are in the United States in this way, and I think it's been really useful to see some of the ways in which the Smart CSO's framing it's making a bit more clear how culture and then this notion of seeds, this notion of looking at all the various prefigurative examples that are out there now can be built on to slowly move into the governance space and replace some of the institutions that now exist. So I think just generally to see this much energy and commitment to the ideal is interesting and useful. Probably the main pitfall that we all face is that we have to do two things at the same time that are in some ways contradictory or that work against each other. One is we have to fight the necessary fights of today for more justice, more equity, more sustainability within current regimes and systems, and that takes up a lot of time and energy, and yet we also have to be thinking beyond today's fights for the kinds of deeper social and ecological transformation to really get us to justice and sustainability. And it's quite hard to be juggling between those two things. And many organizations that are very committed to kind of reform of the current system should probably be thinking more about more radical reforms and how by reforming, the ways in which by reforming the system today, it can help lead to something deeper. But that's quite hard to do when you're in the heat of a campaign or in the heat of a particular battle. So I think one of the main pitfalls is to be working for justice and sustainability in a way that helps a bit, but ends up either letting steam out of the building pressure cooker, or that in fact helps to legitimize the system that we have today. I think grant-making institutions, especially on the progressive side, need to be able to engage in more long-term funding. Need to move away from what's been very popular in the last few years of being really concerned about measurable impacts, again over the short term, funding mainly in kind of issue area silos. So to be more able to support the great transition movements, grant-making institutions need to really be able to think many years ahead and to be thinking about what kinds of things can be supported today that are going to lead to real systemic change. And that's not easy for them to do. A lot of the pressures on grant-making institutions, again, is to be able to show impact in the near term, whereas we know this transition we're talking about is only going to manifest itself over the long term.